Hello! No! Welcome to Smash Writing. I am Justin. This is Polly. Polly, say hello.
What's up?
That's enough of that. This is obviously LGBTQ month, and we figured we'd not only pay some homage to some amazing LGBTQ actors and actresses, but also help. When we started this and we looked it up, we both found names that we weren't expecting. I was like, oh, really? That's interesting. And that's kind of another reason why we're doing this, is to try to shed some light on people you might not know support or are a part of this community.
Yes, and obviously we here at Smash Writing, we don't care what your sexuality is, it's all about, whether you're a good person, obviously in our business, good acting, do everything right.
Well, I'm not a good person. I'm not a good person.
That is true. I mean, I am awesome, but
I didn't say I wasn't amazing. I just said I'm not good.
Oh, good is the lower standard. But, so when we came up with this idea, some names I knew, other names caught me really off guard, but it doesn't matter. These are good actresses and actors and actresses that deserve the spotlight, regardless of their orientation. But,
let's get to the list.
Let's get to it.
You want to kick things off here, or do you want me to?
Do yours first, because ours
Yeah,
parallel.
we can swing in. Alright. My number, not really, it's not ranking. But first up for me is B.D. Wong, who I think he's an excellent support character. That's really important, because without supporting characters, the movie falls apart pretty quickly, and I think he always managed to bloom in whatever role you put him into, whether it is the psychologist in SVU, or especially in Jurassic Park series.
Yeah.
I love the fact that his character is growing more important too, so I'm looking forward to the next entry to see if that continues.
I watched Jurassic Park before I watched SVU, but I
think most of us do.
Yeah. Well, no, because obviously we didn't watch '93 when it came out, but when I watched he really gained popularity during those scenes for SVU, and when his character left the show, I was like, man, he was
really good.
He was really good. He really got that show to the next level. Yeah, he was a supporting character, but you can't do a show or a movie without supporting characters. You've got to have.
He's a standout.
Yeah. Every scene and he was a regular cast member too. He was a reoccurring, then a regular. Every scene he was in, he took the spotlight.
Yeah.
And yeah, it could have been for a 2-minute clip of a show, but he stole the show.
His delivery, his
craft.
His stance, his posture, his facial expressions, the way he delivers lines.
Yeah, he is a good actor now. His character in Jurassic Park series went from literally a cameo in the first film to having a bigger role. Now, Jurassic World Dominion or something?
I think that's the next one.
Yeah. He obviously, his character is growing into the Jurassic World part of the film series.
He's becoming like mad scientist.
Yeah, that's probably what they're going to build him for.
I'm looking forward to it, because I think he can be a really cool mad scientist.
Yeah, obviously he'll still be a supporting character, but he'll be almost bumped up to that co-lead type of position. And I think he'll do just fine. I think he'll show it still. Even if you're a supporting role and you're doing small scenes, but if you're still able to be remembered and appreciated, that's a talent. I think.
Well, when he delivers on his scenes the way he does, he makes the main characters look that much better.
Exactly.
He gives the story that much more ambience
and you don't do that just for one show. That's talent. That's good ability on your part, and that's something that he's good at. So obviously, he's not a bad name to have up there.
Yeah. Well, your next one and my next one are the same ones, so.
Elliot Page.
Now, we've seen what he can do with movies like Inception and Juno.
Yeah.
The reason why I've got Elliot Page focused really is I want to see what he does now. Where does he go now that he's come out as transgender and he's making the change? I really want to see what's next.
You know, I first got introduced to Elliot Page in Juno as well. I think that was his first film.
It might be.
Because it was 2006.
That's definitely the breakout.
Yeah. And, you know, when you... First off, when your film is a breakout film and your role is a breakout, you have a lot of weight on your shoulders to deliver. Now, he is still young. He's early 30s? Something like that. And he has the awards and stuff like that to show for him, but his career, obviously right now, is at a crossroads. But the talent is still there as well. And moving forward, since he came out as transgender, you know, you want to see what he can do next. I think he will still deliver.
Kitty Pryde too in X-Men. I have that written down. I don't know why I just blanked on that.
He was.
I don't know why I blanked on that.
And he was in. He also played Kitty Pryde in Days of Future Past too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So he had the franchise going with that.
He did a lot of things before Juno. It looks like Juno came in 2007. He did a lot of things before Juno. He did Kitty Pryde before Juno.
Really?
Yeah. Last Stand.
And how old is he?
You know, that's why I picked up my phone to look.
Yeah, right.
I ended up in the wrong section. I'm like, oh, really? Yeah, he's 3 years older than me. 34.
Okay, so he's still relatively young in the game. He has,
especially, I mean, you can get better with age too.
Yeah, because you have experience. Now, you know, Hollywood has been under scrutiny to stop certain ways of filming and acting.
I want to see him do drama, especially drama, because Juno.
Right. So obviously the call is saying, hey, you know, the fans don't care who you are in the sense of your orientation. You're a good talent. You deserve to be, you know, in a film. You deserve to have the spotlight shown, and everything like that. He still has a long career ahead of him. He is a name, and he's going to really help the transgender community in Hollywood because he is such a big name, and he's so young in the sense of acting too. So, good. First off, let me make one thing clear with regarding Elliot Page. Good for him.
Yeah.
You know, on this list you know, there is the sexual orientation. He is going from he's going a gender orientation.
Yeah. It's probably challenging and everything.
And honestly,
man.
On our list, he is the only one that we really are talking about. So he's got a lot of weight on his shoulders, and I hope he delivers and continues. And I'd love to see his next set of films or shows, whatever he's going to be in. I want to see him grow as Elliot Page.
Yeah. Your next one?
My next one, I love this guy, Matt Boomer. He's not from here, but he went to Carnegie Mellon. So that was cool. Like, I got to show White Collar because of him. And the show, he was such a great character on the show. And then, years after the show ended, I watched the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which, you know, predated the series, but I still watched it after the fact. 2006 Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the beginning. And when I seen the credits and said Matt Boomer, I'm like, is that the same? He is another generational talent. I don't know what he's been up to more recently, but his show, White Collar and the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the beginning, show that there is more of a smooth, I want to say like a smooth drama type of actor that's in his his talent where, you know, he can do those dramatic scenes, but he can also be smooth about it. In Texas Chainsaw Massacre at the beginning, you know, he played, you know, an older brother who was already an Army veteran, and him and his young brother who is joining the war, they have to go through Leatherface and everything like that. So he had to really be the support system for his brother to help him get through this. I mean, both characters obviously died, but nevertheless, I thought Matt Boomer was a good part of that movie. He was the great part of the white collar. Even when the show's point kind of ended before the show did, he still was the best part of the later seasons. So I'm giving it to you know, Matt Boomer as one of my favorite actors.
Next up on my list is a name we argued about in the car on the way here. Kristen Stewart. People give her too much shit. Calm the fuck down. Calm the fuck down. She's better than what people give her credit for. And also, she made this list based off Underwater. I love that movie. I loved her portrayal in that movie. She's done a lot of good movies. And she just gets handcuffed to fucking Twilight too much.
I mean, that same goes for Robert Patterson, too.
Yeah.
He gets a bad rep, and I understand that. Because, like, when he got cast as Batman, but whatever. But I don't have a problem, per se, with Kristen Stewart. I just think her acting is stiff.
With her going, like, doing Charlie's Angels and then Underwater, I want to see her go into more, like, action, maybe even horror.
You think that might be her?
Yeah, that could help, like, yeah.
I mean, I can't
but
say...
I still realize she's handcuffed to Twilight, probably, unfortunately, forever. Which is not, like, she can do other shit. She has done a lot of things that people love.
Like I said, I just think her acting's stiff, so I never got into her. But once again, you know, she might be, like, the nicest person in the world. So I'm not going to sit here and bash her, like, oh, don't cast her in this film. She may be, like, a weak link in the film, but that's...
See, I'm not the most versed on her IMDb thing. But the movies I have seen with her, I've enjoyed her being in them.
My next one is Tessa Thompson. The two movies that she has my attention in, while that she's more of a predominantly role in, is obviously Men in Black International. Starring, she was co-starring with Chris Hemsworth, which is ironic because her other, I don't know if this was her, I feel like this is her breakout role, was Valkyrie, right? That was okay.
Yeah, Valkyrie.
In Thor Ragnarok. Right.
I'm really looking forward to what they're planning on her for Love and Thunder.
Yeah.
Because from what I hear, they're going to build her character up way more in that one too.
Right. So
she's fun. She's fun in Ragnarok.
And I never actually got to finish watching International, but I've seen enough of it to go that her and Chris have a good rock'em sock'em connection, which is cool because her biggest roles were with him, and obviously Chris is not going to be in the MCU forever. MCU needs characters to build around and actors to build around with. She's going to be one of them. No problems with her. There's nothing I really complain about. I don't know her stuff really, honestly, before International. But she's right now, she has that fun, fun going on with her. And I can't wait to see how she grows as an actress. She might have had other style of roles, but right now her niche has been, action comedy. And I mean, that's a fun genre because sometimes you may not have those billion-dollar movies, but not every film out there is a billion-dollar hit. They can be hits in other ways. But I'm looking forward to seeing her name more often in the years to come. So that is Tessa Thompson.
My next up, we're jumping from Marvel to DC. And
this caught me off guard.
Wentworth,
not that it's mattered, but
Wentworth Miller. I would have loved to have seen his portrayal more on Chris Redfield. from Resident Evil. Paul W.S. Anderson knew what the hell he was doing with those original characters. I think Miller could have been a really interesting Chris Redfield. He was amazing as Captain Cold. That's where I know him from the most. I miss him all the time. Because not the same without Captain Cold tormenting the Flash. But I do think he had a great exit with the death scene in Days.
He's on Supernatural too, right? He's the second co-lead.
No.
No?
No.
No? Who's that then?
Not him.
Go on.
It's Jensen Ackles and Jared Padalecki.
Yeah, good name calling right there.
But Wentworth Miller is just such a good actor. He's just deliveries. He has a menace to him too when he wants to be threat. Captain Cold is one of the best villains in the Arrowverse. And it's because of Wentworth Miller's ability. And it's a shame we didn't get more of him as Chris, because that would have been so cool.
My next one.
This is a weird one. I'm not gonna lie, this one's a bit weird. I'm surprised Jim's up there.
What's that?
I'm surprised he's up there.
What, 2?
Oh no, sorry, I jumped ahead.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I understand. I'll talk about that in a second. But my next one is Luke Evans. A great actor. I've seen several of his films. First off, he was probably one of the most badass villains in the Fast and Furious franchise. Though.
What movie was he in?
He was in Fast 6.
I stopped caring.
Right, but watch the one that he's in. I believe it's Fast 6. You'll appreciate his ability as the villain.
Well, I'm sure I will, but...
Dracula Untold is another film that I thought he was good in. Beauty and the Beast, the live action one.
He has a stellar lineup of film.
Yeah, absolutely. And that just proves he is another great talent. He can play multiple characters. I mean, multiple styles of acting with the genres and sense of action. He's built. He can be a good action star. He can be in a drama role. He can be in a role that he's a villain in an action film and not really have to fight. He can do a little bit of everything, and maybe not going to say he's a generational talent, but you know he can hold his own with a lot of other actors, and that's what I believe. And sometimes there's not really good talent around him. Sometimes he doesn't shine as much. But I still think he's an overall great actor, and that is basically it's not a ranking, but it's one of my favorites. But Luke Evans has a number 2 for me. I will still continue to appreciate his work as an actor. It's funny because we reviewed The Mummy, which was supposed to kick off the
Monster Universe. But the truth be told, Dracula Untold, which is underrated, was supposed to kick it off. But that could have kicked it off.
That was the goal.
They should have.
That was because it had the foundations of it takes place in one timeline but intersects with another.
Yeah, that should have kicked it off.
But that's nothing against Luke. Luke is a good actor and one of my he's one of my favorites up there. So that's mine. You're keeping this DC thing going.
Yeah, it continues. She's on this list because I want to see where she goes. Almost as much as I want to see Elliot where he goes, I want to see where Ruby Rose goes. Because she has that bona fide look of a star. From messing around in the Triple X series and the Meg, and when you see her on screen, she immediately gets your attention. And you want to see what she's going to be doing because she just has that look, that persona, and holds herself as a star. And I loved her portrayal as Kate King and Batwoman. And that's probably controversial because she gets a lot of shit.
Is she coming back for season?
No. She left. She herniated her disc on set. She left. I'm so heartbroken that she's not playing Kate anymore. They're recasting her, and her face got messed up in an explosion, so it looks different. So they recasted her character, and God, it's gone to shit. But Ruby Rose, I want to see everything she does from here. because she just has that look of a bona fide star.
My last one wasn't ever meant to be one of my favorite actors, but the more I watched him, the more he kind of grew on me. I am talking about Jim Parsons from The Big Bang Theory. He played Sheldon. I'm not a big fan of that show. I know it's a hit for all the... It's a good show. It just didn't click with me. But the one character that did was Sheldon. And that's because of Jim. Jim is... Like, he's purposely stiff funny. Like, that's everything I've seen him in. Because I think there was a couple of films that I've seen him in that he was like a small supporting time character. His acting is that stiff, sarcastic, comedian type of style. And that's, once again, that's a genre you can ride off into the sunset and make your living. Honestly, he can retire from acting now from the money he made from The Big Bang Theory. But I like to see him grow now that it's been a few years and see where it goes with his acting, and add to his credits. Maybe get some bigger roles to see if this truly sticks with what he can do. But he is a funny actor.
He's going to have to do a serious drama or something to break the Sheldon mold.
Yeah, I mean, he grew with the Sheldon mold, and sometimes, honestly, Kristen Stewart, same thing. Her breakout role was being Bella off of Twilight, and a couple actors, sometimes they have to work so hard to shake that off of them. I don't know if Jim will be able to do that. I hope he does. And yeah, you're right. He's going to have to transition to a bunch of different genres to put Sheldon in the past. But when you play that character, I think, for 11 years, and you pretty much, not that he carried the show, but
he kind of carried the show.
Yeah, I mean, I gave it a chance because I watched clips of him, and I watched the episodes, and, there are a couple other talents that I would appreciate, but Jim, every time he was in a scene, was playing that particular character, he stole the show.
He delivered.
He delivered. And maybe he delivered too much because he's going to probably have that Sheldon thing on him until he sheds it. Because, nobody always wants the same character in their film by the same actor. I do think he's talented enough to break the mold. It's just if Hollywood is going to give, a director's going to give him a chance to break the mold. But all these people are actors besides good actors.
There's a lot more we could have been naming.
Absolutely.
We try to keep this to a minimum kind of deal.
Yeah, I mean, because we didn't mention their names doesn't mean we don't appreciate their works or anything like that. Obviously,
but it's the time of year.
Yeah, and
just dig in, read about their history, read about what they went through to get to this point.
Yeah, I'm sure right now with Hollywood being in a transition period, with a lot of studios admitting wrong with certain castings and stuff like that, this is a month to appreciate those actors because they became names, household names, in a time that maybe they shouldn't have. They had to fight to get to this name recognition, and that takes hard work, and it's good for them. We want to see where all these careers go from this point on.
And so many more.
But that is our list. We appreciate the talent. So, but until next time.